Somebody's ass. For all the haters out there that say we don't know how to do it, I got the best team in the world that's going to prove you wrong and show you just how good we are.
You like that? Pretty cool. How much you like that? Come on, show Pops count. Give him a #1 sign. That's right. Hell yeah. All right, Colton. I'm gonna tell you something. You want a race car one day? Do you? Yes or no? You do, huh? There's 2 things you got to do. You want me to tell you what those 2 things are? First thing first, you got to do good in school. Plain and simple. You have to do good in school. If you want a race car like this, brother, you got to do good in school. You have to. And then when you get out of school, you know what you got to do next? You got to work real hard. Okay, you work real hard, I guarantee you can have a race car just like this one. I promise you, if you do those 2 things, you can have a race car just like this one. So you're gonna make me a promise? Okay? I'm gonna be an old man when you're racing a car, but I want to come crew on your race team. Okay? So that's a promise. You're gonna do good in school, and you're gonna work real hard to get me a race car, right? So when I'm old in a wheelchair, I can go around your race car, right? All right, good deal. That's what I like to hear.
Look at this guy right here. Look at that hat.
How you feeling, man?
I need you to get you a winning hat.
Let me get some swan game.
He is swan game.
Yeah, let me get some swan game.
We gotta give him some merch. Look, he got the winning hat over there.
You got some dope ass merch, though.
Look at that. What's that? MNGA. Make nitrous great again.
Yeah.
Man,
McCannRacing.com.
fuck that nitrous. I can. The Pro Chargers ain't doing too damn good either. You ever been to one of these?
Negative.
Wait till you see this shit. Especially, listen. I'll tell you what. I'm glad I'm not in the race your way in, because you about to see some sketchy stuff on just these first couple ones. Just because the track is bald, I hate to race your way in. Because if you lose, you don't get to race tomorrow. You go home.
Oh, so they gotta start.
These motherfuckers got to win.
Take your ass back home.
What up, Patty?
I'm up here already.
Look at it.
What's up?
Hey, #1 tuner in the world.
Damn right.
What'd y'all do at the last NHRA event? Did y'all win it?
Kicked their ass again,
What?
3 in a row.
Fuck them, Stevie had nothing for you?
You know, you need to come watch the video I got of how bad we drag him down low, and then he sticks
She
side
said-
by side like a pro stock car out the back.
Oh.
The rules are still wrong according to everybody.
Yeah, he said parity. You
Yeah.
Gotta find parity.
100-pound heavier car drags him for 200 feet, so I don't know how that's parity.
What do y'all run a quarter mile for people that don't know?
Mid 570s.
What's the mile now? Like 254, 253?
No, 246.
They got y'all down that slow now?
Yeah.
That's because they keep adding all the weight.
Slower than a Roots car.
That's crazy.
What do you want to do?
Look at that.
I've been working all this time tearing all this shit off the car. Now you won't catch me one time sitting down.
You ain't done the damn
Stop
thing,
it, dude.
Mike. Come on, man, be honest.
Man, we've been busting it, bro.
Y'all ain't done shit.
Mike's sweating. How you think he got sweating like that?
Because he's fat. The motherfucker sweats when he breathes.
What's
I'm not sweating.
No, dude, get off my coat, bitch.
Hey, what's that thing called over there that Mike has? Switchback or whatever?
Yeah,
'Cause
slingshot?
Yeah, slingshot, because he's riding in a slingshot with no air conditioning in it.
Yeah.
And it's Florida and it's 90 degrees outside. That's why he's
sounds good.
sweating.
Anyways, guys, so today's video, we're going to do our little recap, or I'm going to be working on the car. Me and Brian, that's typically what we do every day, every week, while everybody else sits around. So I'm gonna let him do a recap and explain our weekend, what we had going on, what we think happened to the car, and what we're trying to do for this. I'm gonna go ahead and call it now the hell week. This week is gonna be pure hell. It's gonna be a lot of sleepless nights, and see if we can get ready for Idaho. But I'm gonna go ahead and turn this over to him and let him give you a quick recap, because y'all been wanting recaps for a while now and I've been slacking, but we're gonna go ahead and start back with them. So
I should slap your ass.
see, I didn't even flinch. What's up with that? I didn't even jump.
All right, come on, go ahead and let him know.
All right, so, man, hold on. I got to adjust my nuts. I've been sitting on them a little bit.
So, I don't even know where to start. I know we got
Let's start with Friday night. Friday night.
Friday night. Friday we'll unload off the trailer. You know, we go to make our first grudge race with who'd you run, Brooder? Yeah, we made a grudge race with Brooder, and you know,
Everybody asked why.
a lot of people's getting here. Let me explain something to y'all.
if we're gonna run beside a fast car, whether it's our teammate or not, we're gonna run for a check. If it, you know, I know it's called the grudge, but if it ain't for a check, we're not giving up no data to nobody else. Even though they're our teammates, that's all fine and good, but we're there to win that pot. We're there to win a check. So we're not gonna let go of the trigger right beside somebody. Our plan was to go to one, we only wanted to go to the 330. A lot of people weren't getting down the track. We made a planned run to go to the 330, shut it off, and we definitely weren't gonna let go of the button sitting beside Brooder, because we may face him on Saturday night and we don't want to give up any kind of data. That's just the way it is. Nothing against Brooders. Listen, they're awesome. They're our teammates, but when we're running there each round, every man for himself. It's just that simple. So that's just how we race it. I know some people might have, on the sidelines, was betting on that race. Just know, if it's not for a check,
I mean, all the shit that went in that motor, that ain't too bad, honestly, in my opinion.
that's the coating of the bearings. Yeah. It'll be all right. There's a little bit of trash in it. We'll get it out and we'll drain the oil and find out what that sharp stuff is there. But anyways, so that's the reason why Justin didn't let go of the button beside Brooder. He let Brooder go ahead and go, and then Justin let go, and he ran to the 330. So that was a planned run. So then we got into team attack, so we didn't make the second grudge race because we were automatically in a team attack. Our first round we ran Stinky Pinky. We didn't change the tune-up. We made a good rip right off the trailer. We were happy with that, so we went ahead and ran with that same deal. And is there a lot of trash in that filter?
Yeah.
So we ran the same tune-up. We just had the B tune-up in the car. In fact, Will was only running the B tune-up all weekend anyway. The track really wasn't going to hold a whole lot. Saturday evening, the track was going to get good. Obviously, we were already out. We would have probably loaded the A tune-up in it, or maybe even the A plus tune-up, but we never got that far. But anyways, so we ran Stinky Pinky. Something happened with him when he went on the brake. Car rolled through or something, did something, I don't know. It went green, Justin made a pass, and he made a good lick. So we come back, we check that data, we're all good. We get ready to run the second round. Who'd you pull the second round? Was it Lizzie?
Yeah.
So the second round we pulled Lizzie.
Her and Pat
I knew Pat and Dean and them were all going to load that thing up for Bear and have it ready, which I don't blame them. If you got rolling the beans side prenup and she's on all 8 holes, you better load it up anyway. So we didn't change the tune-up. I knew the air was getting better. I decided to leave the B tune-up in the car. I felt like the car was going to run faster than it did its first lick, and it did. It actually made, to be honest with you, the pass against Lizzie was the fastest pass to date on the car. When we were in Cordova, we went the fastest the car had ever been. And then at Virginia, again, the car picked up, but it picked up a little more than what we expected. It actually made a really good lick. So then we go to make our third round. It ran, but Justin comes back, he was, man, it laid over at the other end. I get back and look at the data. Well, it didn't just lay over the other end. It started laying down through the whole run because it dropped the cylinder. It dropped number 7. We got back, we checked everything out. I don't remember, what did we do for that? Did we change anything before that last run?
To go to what run?
The final run. We was on 7 cylinders.
Change the ECU.
Oh, we changed the ECU. So we went in, because that's what we found out last time, that when we were on the dyno, the ECU was bad. So we put another ECU in that thing. We went and made the final run. It ran on 7 cylinders again. Car was down about 20 mile an hour. So the ECU didn't fix it. So then Saturday morning, we changed both injectors. We changed the injector drivers. We changed the FT spark. We changed coil on plugs and plug wire. Went and made the first round hit, ran on 7 cylinders. So last minute, we were trying to figure everything out. We pin checked all the harness. Steve Petty actually come down there to the pits. We pin checked the harness across. We ohmed everything out. I mean, just couldn't really find no problems with anything. And we just couldn't find any reason why it was doing it. What it does is, so when it leaves, as soon as the motor gets a load, when the converter rolls over and it starts putting a load on the motor, the number 7 cylinder would fall off, start dropping. By about 2 seconds into the run, it's not firing at all. So what the ECU does is it loads the motor with fuel because it thinks it's running lean because it's not firing. So it'll load it with fuel, and then the FT spark thinks it's not firing, So it puts more fire and it amps the fire up, but at the end of the day, we still ain't getting no fire to the hole. The reason why you know that is, one, you can read the EGT, two, you can pull the plug out. The plug is just pig fat, and that's because it's not firing. So we run out of time. We was checking everything, and they called us to the lanes, and we had to get up there. So we borrowed an ECU from Sean Ellington, and thank you, Sean, for letting us borrow that. That's a Rise Murder Nova. Now it was an older ECU, and it's not updated. I ran out of time. I didn't have time to update it, so I loaded the file on it. Everything got loaded except for two channels. I didn't even know what them 2 channels was, but it left like a pig. It didn't even try and run, even though the tune-up was in there. It did not pull any timing out of the motor, and it just ran out there and popped. We're not sure if we got the vacuum line hooked up from the blower that tells the ECU to pull the timing out. We're not sure. We just got caught under a gun, last minute thing. We threw another ECU in the car. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. What I will say though is it did run on 8 cylinders on the last pass. I don't believe the ECU did it, because I don't believe 3 ECUs can be bad. We got a intermittently problem with this car, and it's dropping cylinders when it wants to, but it ain't consistent. So it's going to be one of them terrible, like finding a needle in a haystack. It's the worst thing you can try to find, but sooner or later we got to find it. Well, now we got a blowed up motor, blowed up intake, blowed up car. We blew everything to hell and back. So our plan is, first we wasn't going to go to Idaho.
And tell them it wasn't my fault, because everybody's on my ass because I put the motor together.
No, it didn't have nothing to do with that. I mean,
freak
I wish I wouldn't have put that ECU in the car, or something just didn't go right, but it was a last minute thing. We were trying to run on 8 cylinders. We felt like we needed to be running on 8 holes to win the race. The guy we ran, something happened to him, so we kind of got lucky and won. But, hey, what is he blowing on over there? It's on the weight. Right! Hold up on that, boss. Mom out there in a little short pants. She got a little Daisy Dukes on. Little ass cheeks hanging out. So we just didn't have a good deal Friday night. So we worked on the car all Saturday, and we just couldn't fix it, man. I mean, we did everything we could do to fix it Saturday, and it ran on 7 cylinders the first round, and then when it went out there and ran on 7 on the second, it backfired and just popped the intake off it. So we don't know how much damage we did to the motor. I don't know if you can turn and look up at the car now. Justin's pulling everything out of the car right now. We're trying to get everything out of the car right now. We're gonna get the motor apart tonight, get the heads off it. Right now, we did go through and just check all the rockers. So I don't think it has any valve train damage right now. We checked all the rockers before we pulled the engine. So I'm pretty sure there's no valve train damage. I'm gonna get the heads off, put a square edge on the heads. And that explosion is pretty hard. Just make sure it didn't bend the heads. If that's okay, a bunch of the bolts went down in the motor, so I don't know if they're laying on top of the pistons or not. We'll know as soon as we get that off, but we're gonna get the motor apart. We're gonna put new rods in it. At the very least, we're gonna put rods in it. If we have to put pistons, rings, we have all the parts to change everything out. Although Justin just freshened this motor up, it was all right, tight, ready to go, but that's one of them things, man. We can't take a chance with anything, because if we had that explosion. We have another intake being overnighted to us right now. I think Justin said Proline's got an intake be here tomorrow. So we're gonna try and get this motor tore apart tonight. First thing in the morning, Justin got to take the car to Cameron. Cameron's gonna have the car exactly 1 day to try and bend everything, patch it together, and it ain't gonna be pretty, but we don't care. We just need a race car. We're gonna put that 200-mile-an-hour duct tape on that front end. Mike's gonna help duct tape that front end back together. Cameron gonna tape it up, and we're gonna put this thing up. And I'm gonna tell you, it ain't gonna look good, but at the end of the day, if we can get oil pressure in this thing by Wednesday, we're gonna put that bitch up in that rig, and we're gonna put it in the wind Wednesday night, and we're gonna drive 48 hours straight all the way to Idaho. Me and Justin gonna get in that bitch. Our buddy Eric, did Eric say he's a go?
Yeah.
So Eric's a go with me, so there's 3 of us. We're gonna rotate sleeping. When me and Eric went to Colorado, it was just me and him. We made it there in 36 hours, just me and him. And it was 33 hours just road time. So we literally only slept for 3 hours. So, and me and Eric did it alone. Now I got Justin with me, so there's 3 of us. We're gonna keep round robin. Even if we gotta every 6 hours swatch a guy out, but that rig is only gonna stop to get fuel. We ain't gonna have time to stop, take a piss or shit. So if Justin got a shit, he better take a bucket, because he's gonna blow up in the rig. We already know we piss in the rig, we piss in the cup on the way. We don't stop for that. Only time that rig stops when it runs about 800 miles and she's out of fuel. That's when we fuel it. That's just how it is, man. I mean, a lot of people think we got it made and it's easy, but it ain't. You know, we got home Sunday. I flew Justin back home to get him some rest because he had to go do a job today. I drove in. I got back at about 3:30 Sunday, and then we all worked today. So we got to work today, tomorrow. We got to keep our home front alive. We got to get the work done and try to race. I mean, we work the race right now. That's just what we do, you know, but we also can't race so hard that we can't work either. So we got to work, we got to make money in order to keep the money flow so we can keep racing. For the most part, Justin, he funds this whole car, and he really does, man. I haven't spent any money on it this year. I haven't spent any money on putting the car together. Justin's kind of done this on his own. He sold both his cars. He put the whole car together, and with his merchandise sales and what he does with his YouTube, that's how he funds this race car. You know, my company, it'll fund the rig, you know, the insurance and the fuel getting us to the track. But my wife, she buys the groceries, stuff like that. But other than that, Justin takes care of this race operation himself. I don't even work on the car that much. I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, I'm beyond that shit. I don't even like this fucking car. I don't like none of these goddamn race cars. They're too much work. So that's why Justin does it. He enjoys it that much. So I just try to support him as much as I can. But I ain't gonna get out here and work all night long and be up. Those days are past me. That's on him now. But he sent me this crazy ass text, said he wanted to try and make it. So I told him, okay, whatever he wanted to do. If he wanted to try and make it, if it's doable, we'll do it. I'm not sure that we're gonna even be able to get there Friday and make any of our 2 test hits. We might probably, if I leave Wednesday night, Thursday night, I'll be there late Friday night. So we're not gonna be able to make no hits. We're gonna have to come straight off the trailer Saturday. But that's okay though, because I believe Prenup is a bad car. I believe it's bad fast too. And I believe in my heart that nobody wants to draw a Prenup right now. And I believe that for real. I don't care who it is. They don't want to draw this car. We've not been outran by nobody when it's made a pass on 8 holes. And that's a fact. There's not nobody that's drugged this car yet. I know there's a lot of guys that are fast out there, but man, I'm here to tell you this car's fast. So if we can do either get stuff to keep falling off it and keep it running on 8 holes, I believe Justin's a force to be reckoned with every time he shows up to the track. So we ain't gonna let Ryan Martin get too far away from them points if we can help it. We're gonna go ahead and try and get this thing back together, because if we give him a whole race and he goes out there and wins it, he's already 1 full race ahead of us right now. So, you know, we struggled out early with a brand new car. We've been trying to get it together, but we've been going through new race car blues. Next year, this car will be a better car. Just this year, we're going through all the blues with it. We got to get past that. But I do believe we got, you know, there's 7 races left. If we do make this Idaho trip and we can keep things falling off it, I mean, I believe Justin can seriously run for the championship. So we just got to have a little bit of luck on our side. I mean, hell, we can only go up from here because we've been at the bottom since we started. But we're still 5th in points, and we're still hanging in there. Even with all this bad shit happening, we're still right up there. Ryan Martin's either 30 or 35 points ahead of us. The other guys are like 25 and 15 and 10. It's not big, man. We just need a couple good races to go our way, that's all. So I'm optimistic, man. When you got a fast race car, I believe everything will work it out itself. I believe this car is really fast. I believe it can lay down the runs. And I believe everybody goes to the water box with it, they got to bring their A game. I would if I was them. So that's it, man. That's all I got. We'll see what happens. I'm not 100% sure we're going to get this thing go to Idaho, but we're going to give it everything we got. We're going to stay up late night, get this motor tore apart. Tomorrow morning, the car is going to Cameron Johnson Race Cars. He's got 1 day to fix this car. It's got to be back here tomorrow evening. And then Wednesday, Justin's got to put everything back in his car. And he's got to get this thing fired up, loaded in the trailer, and we need probably to leave out of here by 6 o'clock, no later than 6 o'clock Wednesday, and get on the road and put it in the wind. 48 hours later, that means we'll be there 6 o'clock Friday night. We won't have time to do the grudge races, but we don't need it. We're going to come right off the trailer Saturday and start running hard. That's all I got. See y'all in the next one.